Hi scribes, how was your day? Fun? Or one of those whatever kind of day? There's this quote from Dennis S. Brown which says, the only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. So dear scribes, chin up, okay? Right, back to it. I see some of us had fun with the personality, dare I say, assignment. So cool. I'm glad we're all in this together, because the worst thing that can happen to a writer is to get bored at the beginning. You need to always find a way to keep the joy fresh, even if you have to step away from the work a little. Do that. It's okay to sleep. Watch a movie. Go stare at a tree. Go cook something nice. Just take a mental break. Then get right back to it. Remember, it's take a break, not abandon ship. Writing needs discipline and diligence, scribes. No shortcuts. Got it? Now, once more, here's our profile template. Quick recap. Our character's name is Michael Bassi, male, 34 years, secondary school education, food entrepreneur, average height, fit, okay looking. We move on to personality. To create a well-rounded character, it's usually good to have positive and negative traits for that character. The fact is, no person is all good or all bad. Even the craziest villains in history have positive qualities to those who love them. For example, Joker was a caring and protective boyfriend to Harley Quinn until their relationship fell apart. But that's just for another day. Let's focus on Michael's personality. For positive traits, we can say Michael is friendly, caring, and loyal. Side note, you can always go further than this and be more explicit about his personality. But let's just keep it simple here, okay? Cool. For negative traits, we can say is easily discouraged, paranoid, and maybe superstitious. Like I said, you can add more as you will. But be careful though, it's not about writing paragraphs of personality traits or using big words to show your English language range. Stay mindful of the character you're trying to create and what fits with that character. Now, to the next on the list, hobbies. Quick definition. A hobby is an activity you do regularly in your leisure time for pleasure. Please understand that your character's hobby may not necessarily tie in with their occupation. For instance, I love writing. That's my profession. My hobby is reading novels or watching a good movie. I don't write for leisure. Does it make sense now? Okay. So back to Michael's hobby. Let's say his hobby is playing video games, and perhaps he's really good at it too. Now we move on to aspiration. Aspiration simply means goal, meaning what does the character want in life? It could be a personal goal, a business goal, or both. We can say Michael's goals are for personal, to have a child, and for business, he wants his catering company to become one of the top 5 in the country. Good. Now that we know Michael's goals, we move on to the next on the list, which is obstacle. Obstacle simply means what's stopping the character from achieving their goal. Still using our story idea from before, the one about Michael and his wife trying to have a child? It's clear that the obstacle to Michael's personal goal is the infertility issue the couple have been battling with for perhaps the 6 years they've been married. And the obstacle to Michael's business goal is using up all his business earnings to fund the expensive medical treatment, which has hindered the growth of his business. Before we go on, let me state clearly here. The character doesn't necessarily need to have 2 goals for the story. It can be 1, business or personal. So don't be pressured to come up with 2 goals, okay? Cool. Moving on. The next thing on the list is the one thing the character can never do. I can tell some of you are wondering, what's this for? I'll explain briefly. You see, while profiling your character, it's wonderful if you already have a clear picture of who the character is, the X, what the character wants, the why, and what's stopping the character from achieving it, the Z. We've come so far and done so well with profiling Michael, and I know by now we can all picture him in our minds. But we still need to dig a little further in understanding his psyche, to ask, what is the one thing Michael is guaranteed to never do? Just like we two have those I can never ever in my life thoughts or principles. Trust me, answering this question about Michael now will come in quite handy later when developing the story. For beautiful drama and crafted plausibly, you can just decide to throw Michael in front of a tense situation faced with the one thing he can never do and see what it does. Back off, take the plunge. Now that's drama. That's sweet storytelling. So let's say the one thing Michael can never do is, and I'm tempted to say kill or steal, but nah, most people also admit that he can never do this. So let's take a second and think of something more unique to Michael, based on all we've created for him so far. Perhaps the one thing Michael can never do is, let's say, get involved in an illegal activity, no matter how desperate he is. Cool. Now that we have all that, the final thing on the profile list is Michael's history or background. This is prose-like, might take a while to write it all up. So what I'm going to do is come up with something for Michael's background and put that up at the end of this video. Which means, make sure to pause at the end and soak in Michael's history. Okay? And that's it, scribes. We're done with character profiling. Drum roll! If you're thinking, this process is tedious, you're right. It is. But I tell you, it's better to do this than write a story where every character feels and sounds alike. Over the years, I've edited a lot of scripts from other writers, and I can always easily tell from the get-go the stories where character profiling wasn't done. Believe me, it shows. Glaringly. Painfully. No matter how fantastic your story idea is, if your characters are not well structured or well rounded, they'll come up sounding alike or basically feel the same, no distinctness. And when your characters are flat, then the story is dead on arrival. Dear scribes, this is not the way. Yeah, Mandalorian fans get this phrase.
This is the way.
See you next episode. Bye. P.S. You have questions? Let's talk in the comments. Or send an email to writenowscribes@gmail.com. And you can also say hi on IG at writenowscribes.